Your marketing materials create a sense of expectation in the mind of the viewer, providing a glimpse into what your Christmas celebration is going to be like. The trick is to provide anticipation without over-delivering or over-promising. And it's why today we're going to talk about the importance of your graphics and marketing materials and how to create them. This is Ryan at Graphics.Church, your virtual church creative team solution, providing design and marketing services for the busy church. Have you ever bought something from Amazon without checking the reviews first? Chances are, unless you've bought it before, that you looked at the reviews, took a few minutes to figure out, is this something worth buying? Why did you do that? Well, because you wanted to make sure that your perception of what you were getting met the reality of other people's experience. And our church communications need to do the same thing for people. They've got to be consistent. So there's 3 things that we can do with our Christmas marketing in particular to make sure that we do this. And the first one of them is to be inviting and welcoming. You want to make sure that you're answering the important questions that people have in their mind. Who is this for? What is it about? Where is it happening? When is it occurring? How can I participate? Those are the things that people want to know. And the next thing is we've got to make sure that we are consistent with the look and feel of your church. Now this is where that Amazon idea really comes in, because people want to make sure that what they're signing up for, what they're showing up for, is consistent with what's going to happen. So you need to think about your Christmas services and match the look and feel of those services with your promotions and your marketing materials. For instance, if your Christmas is a choir and orchestra, a grungy graphic with a rough font is not going to work for your church. It's not consistent with the experience people are going to have. Similarly, if you're at a church in Florida where it's 70 degrees in December, a winter wonderland image is not going to work. Not because it doesn't exude something warm and inviting, but because it's just not consistent with what people are going to experience when they walk in your door. So make it easy for your audience by removing the questions in their mind about what to expect, by aligning the visual elements with what the reality is going to be. And the third thing you've got to think about is that it is easily explained. The goal is that your church members, your congregation, the most connected people to you, are going to be inviting their friends and family to Christmas time. So make it easy for them to explain things to others. Pick themes and titles that a non-church person is going to understand. Pick service times that are easy to remember. If you've got service times that are at unique times, not on the quarter hour, the half hour, the top of the hour, Christmas may be a time to break that tradition because you want people to know immediately when to show up. And another thing is you've got to pick next steps that don't involve a phone call or a Sunday visit. If you're asking people to come and you've given them all this details and they need to know what to do, it needs to be something easy like go to my website or just show up. The whole idea here is you just want to make it easy for your church to invite people, because if they have a question in their mind and something's not clear, it makes it really difficult to get past that initial, should I really ask someone? Is it really important that I ask this person? I don't remember the service time. I don't remember what it's called. It's some strange name. I don't know what the next step is. Make those things be super easy to be explained. So in the intro, I promised that I wasn't just going to talk about what your marketing needs to be. I was going to give you some examples of ways to actually create the marketing. So there are 3 ways that you can do that. The first one is that you can use a ready-to-use solution. And essentially that means you're picking a template from someone's creation and you're tweaking it to fit in your church system, in your church promotions. Okay, some great examples for you of places to look for that is Creation Swap, Open Edit Print, Church Hero, Ministry Pass. These are all run by great believers whose heart is for the church, and they have resources available to make your life easy if you just want to tweak something that already exists. And your next option is that you can create them yourself. Now, this essentially is starting from scratch and creating something. And just as a forewarning, this one takes a lot of time. But what you get is something custom to your church. The trade-off is you're going to spend lots of time creating it. So some examples of places you could go for something like that is Sumo Paint, Pixlr, Canva is a great resource for that. 123 RF is another example of something. If you've got a copy of GIMP, that would be an option for you as well. And the last option is to hire a designer to get the custom work done for your church. Now, I know a lot of times there's pushback because people say, hey, this just costs money and we don't have this money. When you start thinking about the trade-off between the amount of time you have and the amount of time that the project is going to take, it begins to make a lot more sense, especially if you're needing more than just an invite card and a slide. You could hire a designer. There's options like graphics.church. There's options like Creative Partner. Bart is doing some great things at Creative Partner. So those are some ways that you could get your graphics created.